Welcome to FYI. A very good morning to each and every one of you. Good to have you folks on the live this morning. Wherever you're joining us from, if the power permits, folks, if the electricity, if the current permits, Marcy Agard, Sheila Boydchild, good to have all of you folks on the live, folks. We were detained last evening on an assignment, and we'll tell you why we couldn't blame them boys last night. But we were detained last evening on an assignment out of town, folks. Look, when you go on the ground and you talk with these people want you to stay whole day and talk, and listen to their concerns because they want redress. Governance in this country, Yolanda Thomas, not governancing. Government, not governmenting at all. And so when you go on the ground and you talk to people, you hear all the concerns, folks. We're in Region 10 yesterday, a different part of Region 10. We're going to show you some of that in a little bit. We got a lot of things to get through, folks. Sharon Griffith, Lionel Simon, good to see all of you wonderful folks on the live this morning. What are you having for breakfast? I got some coffee here, good folks. Got some coffee. Keep it on some coffee. Keeping me company. Deborah Pearson, Karen, and Peggy. Peggy Russell Elias, that is. How you doing, Peggy? I miss you already, folks. I miss you already, Peggy. And all the other folks down there, deep south. I ain't talking Rupununi. Deep south, folks. Atlanta, Georgia, and so forth. Good to have you on the live this morning. Marlon Larimer. Good to have you, Marlon. Good to have Marlon Larimer on the live today. Good to have Marlon Larimer on the live. And all the other beautiful, wonderful folks who are joining us this morning. Good to see you. Gloria Felix, Jolly Anderson, Paula Payne. Good to have you on the live this morning, folks. We got a lot to share with you folks this morning. Share the live. Glenford Garden, Sabrina Blue, Aubrey Stevens is here as well. Good to have you, Aubrey, and all those other beautiful folks joining us today. Great to have you on the live, as we say. Good to have you on the live. Sheila Boydchild, Stacey Ann Stoll. Stacey Ann are coming by you. Don't move. Don't move, Stacey. I think Stacey's in Port Kaituma. Are we in the wrong place? Stacey, am I going to go to the wrong place? Stacey on the live this morning. Well, I got Port Kaituma. Folks, me like office working. I like be out in the fields, talking with folks, seeing the sunrise, face on my back. Good folks, got some good sunburn yesterday. Got a little makeup this morning to help cover it up. Who knows? Who no? Matthews Ridge. I know it's somewhere out there. Matthews Ridge. My father's from Matthews Ridge. My father's from out that side. Yeah, that's where I got the little indigenous blood, folks. You can see it in me. You can see it in me. That's where I got the little indigenous blood from. So I went among my brothers and sisters yesterday, folks. We were outside. Good to see all of you on the live. I want to start showing you where we were. You folks, when you're not seeing us on, it's them jacobats or the trench crappers or something else detaining us. We don't like them here, Every day we out working. We got to pursue the truth wherever it leads. Valid, credible information. And that is what we were doing yesterday, good folks. Lionel Simon. Good to have you, Lionel. Beatrice Selby. Paul Charles on the live as well. Paul says, hail up, Sharon. Good to have you, Paul. Edward Brooms, Debbie Collins, and all the other folks. A lot of stuff happening in this country. Government, not governmenting. Governance on the decrease. Corruption, nepotism, friends, family, favorites, cousinism, uncleism, auntyism. Governance, not governancing. They go to all these big conferences and show peace forum and say, all this happening and everybody getting everything. Folks, we were in the area yesterday. Camille, coming by you just now. Hold on. I know you got lots of issues at your end. Camille Cox, Region 6 Council. I'm coming by your end. We were in a place yesterday in Region 10. A number of places we were in Region 10. A place called Huru. You all hear me talk about it many times in our program. About Huru in Region 10. We were at another place called Laudersville. The governance there, not governancing. The leaders there, not leading. At least not effectively. And if you're not leading effectively, it's bad leadership. That's the dark side. Sandra Hanover. So we spoke with the residents there. I was privileged to be with the vice chair of the region, hardworking young man, Mark Golden. I was privileged to be with Mark on that program, on that outreach yesterday, talking, it's a program, talking with residents there. I was so privileged. You know, and one of the things they raised at Huru is the conduct of the Tushao. Now, we've heard this a long time ago. Mismanagement of monies, resources can be accounted for. And folks, if you want to see discrimination in this country, it's the difference between what's happening at Huru, where resources are going in, but being mismanaged. And in Lauderdale, I think that is the Berbice River separating them. And time has stood still in Lauderdale. Why? Because there's a perception, Ranamingo, that a lot of Lauderdale votes a certain way. So they don't get nothing. They don't get anything. And then Huru getting something, but being mismanaged. At least that's the allegation there, folks. That is the allegation. And if you all see this small boat we hopped into, I put one foot in the boat makes it like the economy. I said, behind you, devil. You see, you got to know how to command it. Satan, you know. Get thee behind us. We got to pursue valid. Yeah, I stepped one foot in the boat makes up. So Father of his mercies, eh? It's a donor. It's a donor. But Father held that little craft together, and the pilot took us over to where we needed to go. We got to talk to the people. I wanted to swim across. That's how I was so excited to go and talk with the people. Get out this AC place all the time. And talk. I was going to swim that thing. I was going to swim over there. You see, boat or no boat, I was going to talk to people. You see, drone myself over there, one way or the next. One way that's really going over. Throw those bags on my back, you see me out there. Breaststroke. I like a fish in the water, you know. I could be a national swimmer, y'all know me. Y'all see me here, I think it's nobody here though. Linda McCalman, Ras Ricardo. I go over there one way or the next. See me. Yeah, I'm going all that way. You see? We're going to take a shortcut from Kokwani, had a brief stop there, into Huru, Lauderdale, Huru. When we got to the shortcut, the bridge disappeared. It's like them boys heard we coming, or they're not maintaining these things. That alone, the shortcut would have saved us an hour. We got to the shortcut, can't pass, had to go wrong the long way. Cost us an hour. Right? Nothing working in this country, you know. Nothing working. One foot I step in the boat. I see the boat makes a pop, pop, pop. I said, this is the economy. This is Guyana. You see? Narrows. Two in a row and a little engine zing. Folks going to have you on the light. Here's what we were doing yesterday. The folks say something wrong. And I want to commend the Region 10 Vice Chair and the hard-working team at Regional Democratic Council Region 10. Hard-working people in this region. Right? They're going on the ground. This is boots on the ground, folks. Boots on the ground is not just protest, you know. It's going and listening to the citizenry. Citizens of Guyana. Right? This is not Borbicia. This is the Berbice River, Huru. And folks raise these concerns about the Tushao. How I can get information if I don't go? Right? You know something is really upset me with some people. When don't come there, when you ring there, people messaging and all that, and these people won't send you $5 and say, keep the program going. You know, let me use a colloquial term. Does the thing threat me? Does the thing threat me? People bombarding you. Where the show? Where the show? Here and here. And they won't send 5 cents. They got another set too. This call you and direct you. Right? Cover this, cover that, do this, say this, say that. Some of you have better wholesale shows, you know. Do this, do that. You're not, why you not yet? I got the chips, I got the fresh waiting. I got my spouse at bay. You want to talk about it, tell you hold until after the show. Folks, we need help. Right? We don't get in some of these places for free. You got to lug a whole set of equipment with you to get valid, credible information. That's why I want to thank the Region 10 Regional Democratic Council, ably led by Darren Adams. Who vex he said it. Ably led by Darren Adams. Ably assisted by his deputy, Vice Chair, Mark Gorin. And so Mark and I set off. Boiling hot sun. If you think the sun in Georgia hot, go in them savannas out there. Sweet Lord. Sweet Lord. Allow us to switch out the audio, folks. I think we might be having some audiological problems. Allow us to switch the audio out. You see, when all right, think that's better? Power down, power over. Folks, I've been talking long. Let me show you some of what we were doing yesterday outside with the Regional Democratic Council, Region 10 representative, in Vice Chairman Mark Gorin. We had another hard-working councillor with us, folks. A hard-working councillor with us. And this, we weren't playing. We didn't cross my foot pretending. Some what we're looking at out there, folks. Just some Luan and Luan is blackout down the East Coast. My God. What been trickling down? Good folks, I hope this blackout ain't trickling down. Hope it's trickling down. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks. Some of what we saw, some of what we covered yesterday outside. Welcome, folks, to Region 10 and in particular to Sub-Region 2. We're going to be talking with residents here on a number of issues. Welcome to the program. Very first stop in the sub-region is an indigenous community called Huru. And in this community, the Tushao is under some serious allegations of mismanagement of funding.
Myself, Mark Gorin, for who don't know me, the regional vice chairman responsible for the sub-region 2, Aichuni Kokwani, and the entire Borbis River, straight on to the Veldt Sand Hills and Gateway and those other areas. We have our councillor who's responsible for Kokwani area, for herself and Councillor Adolf. This is Councillor Rosamond Samuel. And of course, we have our MP here, which we're all familiar with, MP Sherrod Duncan, so that it can be some of our stuff, not all. If you don't want to be on camera, it's okay. But some of our stuff, he can ventilate on a national level so that we can able to get redress or whatever concern that is bothering us here. Because sometimes you hear your concern and it is not being taken seriously. But when we have our national legislature, which is Mr. Duncan and the other MPs now take our concern and raise it on a national issue, it becomes everyone get to hear and everyone want to know what's going on in this little village called Huru.
Yeah. And good afternoon, resident all. I nearly leave just now when hearing the Deputy Tushao saying it's not about our concern and Mr. Walker nearly go off. It's about development. But I want to say this afternoon that yes, it is about development. But when it comes to our village, we are not seeing the development. And that makes concerns for us. right? I would just like to touch way back from since this village council took office. Mr. Walker said some things, but to me, he missed some parts, right? The first thing I noticed for this village council, when they handed over the money, go over. You know, the brought forward from December 2021 to thing, and the money that the previous handover in May month to them, it can't match up. I keep all my financial record from this village council. I store it. They say it mustn't be a burden bearer unless you cares, right? So now, let me talk about the village money. The village get 3.3 and change, nearly 3.5 each month. That's from Rooster, right? After paying the light bill, they left with a lot of money. Sometimes be $1 million, sometimes $1 million over, something 800, 900, right? So we ourselves get enough money, right? Good. But one thing that really disturbs me to see that you ask the to show them to say what we need for 2024, and it seems like we need nothing. We can nothing was said. And I would like to show you this afternoon evidence. You see the hub across there, it's painted blue. That is the training center that we get from farmer to show them, right? Suddenly you see it painted blue and it mark a IT hub. If you ask me, a resident that live here, what is in there, I would tell you I don't know. Because we only understand from the previous village council that they get money to make the hub. That was from a $10 million, right? And they buy chair and computer. And this village council finish it. But what is in there, we don't know. So when other community, referring community, the referring the Savannah, the hinterland, benefiting, some of them, we ain't benefiting nothing. You understand? We ain't benefiting from those community. But is the money come to the village to do it, right? Mr. Walker talked about the 5 million. Yes, the 5 million did come, but I have a sheet, right? Where on the 29th of September 2022, the Tushau gave $500,000 advance to do the road. And he get it spelled out on the sheet how the rest of the money spent. So honestly, it's like the money never go on the road because I have a sheet that given in this same place by the village council as a financial report, right? So if you give an advance out, then we got to see the work we've been doing for the advance.
So let me ask this question. When you have village council meeting or you have general meeting, a financial report don't be reported to the community?
Yes, that is one of the paper that given by the Tushau himself, because according to what was said, yes,
that can be,
yes, yeah. So that was one of the paper that the Tushau gave out. The money never got to the treasury. Tushau is the one shared up. Then the Tushau claim now that this LCDS money, it's only the Tushau must spend it. Some man tell Hida, right in this very room. He said you get 24 for Central, 10 for Kaitupin, right?
24 million you receive from...
For Central, money? Yes. Central. And 10 million at Kaitupin, right? Tushau say he buy a skater for $15.3 million. Good? But then sometimes meeting does keep, sometimes meeting keep postponing. So when we had the heritage meeting on the 11th of September, right in this building here, he said to me that the shade house he buy for 5.7. So when we ask him to see I asked him to see the receipt. House? Yes, shade house.
5.7.
5.7. When we ask him to see the receipt, to show to bring something, a quotation. I got it in my phone. Maybe I could send it to your phone later down. A quotation. So I had to tell the people it's a quotation. Let's start wrong. Mr. Devan Walker show everybody that yes, it's a quotation, not a receipt, right? Then when we said to show this thing, I only get 3,700,000, which is 3.7 on the quotation. He turned and he said that the rest of money, he buys some fuel pump and some filters. I said, you can't tell me I own machine, I know how much you pay. He said, no. The rest of money, he accountable for. I have a video with it when Tusha was speaking, right? So honestly, when we started to ask, he get upset when we asked him to see the receipt and he walked out from us. The deputy and his council left in this building here with the people. And they said, They're going to get back to me for know when we going to get a follow-up. Anyhow, we only hear that there was called out there to meet with somebody. At the end, we hear that it's Mr. Barnes, and after that, we get back nothing. That is from our $24 million. So if we're talking about development,
So,
the money coming...
hold on, let me follow you. So out of the $24 million, $5.7 million went to Shade House.
That is what he said.
And $15.3 million went to Skidder.
Of course. 15.3 is the scale, but I never see the receipt because they never keep a LCDS meeting yet with the community. But there are people, member from the LCDS say, yes, the receipt got 15.3. But my great concern is that if you're buying a machine, where is your contract? You just can't get a little cash receipt and say, I pay you 15.3. You need to get a contract. So if you wanted to do a contract rental agreement from GFC within other community, other stakeholders, you need that document to put on your contract.
No agreement of sale.
No, according to the members and
family. Is one thing, but you need to have an agreement.
No, let me get that. They don't have that. Yes, you see. So we
have no agreement.
Yeah.
I am on the board of the LCDS body. I've been selected the 7th of September as the person who would be the maintenance of the machine. And from that date, it was some real tested time to me. I also have somebody as the production person, which is, you have a nickname somewhere out there. We work together. But it is so sadful that on the 20th, when we take over that skidder, the pump, the damage, and it went down with the T-show to repair. And unfortunately, when he come back, the pump go as one piece, and he come back about 400 pieces. But nevertheless, when he went out there, he said that the pump, to get it back in order, it would take $370,000 to get it back repaired to bring back to work on the skidder. But he said that he's going to make contact for a next pump, which would be cheaper, and it's going to cost $160,000 from somebody in Kokwani. The pump come, and we place it on the skidder, and it worked for 3 days. And after the 3 days, it broke down back. He take the pump on the 26th of August to take to Georgetown to repair. The pump come back the 23rd in September in Araimo or Huru, and it's not returned to the office. On the 27th of September, me and Johnny Rat with villager Victor Walker went over the creek there to uplift the pump. And we collect the pump. That happened on the 27th of September. If you want, the time is like 1:35, the Wednesday. But nevertheless, we take it back. The night around about 7:30, I receive about 5 calls asking, I understand that you guys have the pump. We could work together with you now, and we could assist you. And they start make some recommendation to us. And the following morning, I went to Kokwani with the pump. But he told us that the pump is no good no more. The whole pump, no good. We have to buy one for $500,000 now. So we said, well, we got to take a chance, man. When we collected the pump, we had so much experienced people who know about machine, want to give us the down courage that this happened and that happened, you got to get that and that. But I work with a Russell company for 24 years and I have a lot of experience, but I don't really show it out. But nevertheless, we take the pump. We get the pump to start working, and it only costs $9,000 to get the same pump, work on them, to go and buy another pump for $500,000. Okay, the engine, we have a problem with the lift pump. It have too much power, so it damaging the pump seal. So we bought another pump, the lift pump, for $10,000 for Kokwani. I went down myself, purchased a neck seal, we put it in, and we buy an extra one, and it cost $12,000. The day when I called Tisho, he was in town. I said, I need some money to just get the seal, right, to travel and come back. Just give me a 10,000 or 15,000. He said, he get another pump right here now for 500,000. Don't bother with that. That's not good. I said, wait. Anyway, we get together with, we get representative from the council like Ms. Chinello and the forestry, Samantha, but the teacher was nowhere wrong. He didn't get time to read this. You understand? Get in contact with the deputy also, and we discussed what is it, because from since then now, he said that he want to dismantle the LCDS because there's no use for it no more. Anyway, we start working, get the schedule work back, and today we could able to say we get around about 15 loads on the ramp now to shift with the same pump. One a good number. Right? The T-show, from the T-show, he said the pumping good number. But we man it up with the $9,000 and with the $12,000. And right now it's working real excellent. And even to that, he said, well, you still dismantle the committee. So we tell him to go to Mr. Jagdeo, because he put it on news that you got to get this. Well,
welcome back, folks. And that was part of our trip. The Burbis River connects all those areas there. That is a place called Huru in Region 10. Yeah. And that's some of what's happening there, folks. If we don't go, how are we going to bring these stories to y'all? How are we going to do the work of a member of parliament? Going out there and listening to what's happening. See how we can impact change through policies in the National Assembly. How are we going to do that? You all hear a story there? You all hear a story there, folks? That's just some what we're hearing there. It's only some. Pace and power. Good, folks. You think you understand what's happening in this country of ours? This beautiful country. You think you understand or you all overstand? Again, I want to thank the Regional Democratic Council, the chairman, Darren Adams, the vice chair, Mark Gorin, their team doing hard work out there. I think I want the chairman, the vice chair, who was there, some of his impression of those meetings. Allow me a phone call. I don't call people steady in this program. Valid, credible information, good folk. Valid, credible information. Valid, credible information. Folks, we're privileged to be joined very short notice by the Vice Chair of Region 10. You saw him in the introduction of this video. Mark Goring is joining us. Mark, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, greetings, Mr. Duncan. I'm good this morning. Greetings to the people of Guyana, the lovely people of Guyana. If you're following the program out there, I really enjoyed our trip yesterday. We had a lot that we could have shared with each other. Of course, thank you for the compliments. And I'm always happy to be on the ground to listen to the people concerned. I always let the people know that I'm your representative. If I'm not representing you, call me out. I'm here to serve you. So the council in general, Region 10 Night Council, is there to serve the people of Region 10. And me being the representative for the sub-region 2, which include Aichuni, Kokwani, and the entire Burbis River, Huru, Lauderdale, Kalkuni, Wiki, Takama, Ibini, Wairuni, Deville, Gaydroy, Sand Hills, and all those villages along the Burbis River. I'm always happy to represent those persons. And it was really appalling. And at the same time, to see the amount of person that actually came out to the meeting. And this person actually requested this meeting with the president visit just a few days ago. And if the boss himself visited just a few days ago, you have no need for me, because you actually have the boss of the country.
Yeah, people who are controlling the purse, the public purse directly.
Your issue. And that is what struck me the most. To know that the people just had the boss, the man who can make one phone call, who can with a strike for pay, and anything he can make happen in Guyana was there a few days ago, over the weekend. And the people requested my presence because they were dissatisfied. Some of them did not get to hear their concern. Some of them lost confidence in the system, as you could hear from one of the presenters there.
Yeah.
They don't have confidence in the person who they normally send, because this issue that the community is raising, this issue that is ongoing for a long time with misappropriation of funds, lack of accountability, transparency, right? This issue has been going on and on and on and on, and the people want some redress. They want to have this matter put to rest. They want to have a village council. And Mr. Duncan, you were shocked to hear the amount of money that actually went to this village. Millions of millions
50
of dollars.
million, 24 million, 3 million. Unaccounted for.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. I can tell you for a fact, without any fear of a successful contradiction, that between last night to this morning, more than 10 persons from that village messaged me with information and evidence, because some of them are afraid to speak at that meeting. And when I give my number, here's my number, message me, let me know, because I'm open to everyone. And person have been messaging, sending information, sending a receipt. One person called me this morning. They said, sir, I did not want to say anything yesterday, but the T-shirts alleged, forged the treasurer's signature to collect the $24 million. I said, are you serious? He said, yes, we had a meeting, but it was well ventilated in the village. But I'm using the word alleged. I don't want nobody to drop it before the court. I think that the show called me yesterday to threaten to say he's going to take legal action against me. I don't know for what, but that's another story. But I'm not there to point finger at anyone. I'm just here to hear the people concerned and represent them. They have a legitimate concern about misappropriating our fund, about accountability, about transparency, and that is my reason for visiting the community. We also have RDC project that take me to the project whereby the RDC built a bridge there for $11 million. And they took me there. I hope you can show the footage of that bridge.
Yeah, we're going to show that in our evening broadcast.
In fact, the people was appalled when I tell them, or they were shocked when I tell them the project is $11 million, because some are saying the project look like 500,000, some are saying the project look like $1 million, but it's $11 million. And
Regional Vice Chair, what struck me?
The quality of wood.
Right ahead. The quality of wood.
Yeah, the quality of wood that they say use, I have to check the scope of work, because they say they have not received the scope of work. They have never seen it. So I will be, as soon as I go into our office, to see what quality of wood, because the same Greenard supposed to use the pile that was driving, and it's Kakarali there. Kakarali, and I saw that same thing happen at Wisma Police Station. For the people in Linden, if you notice, a project, a revetment is doing in front of Wisma Police Station. The contractor actually attempted to use Caporali pile, which is 1/3 of the price of Greenard pile. And it's not supposed to be used for that purpose, because it is driven in water, right? Greenard more suited for that purpose. And so the scope of work will inform me if the contractor was supposed to use Greenard or alternative piles. And right away we know it's corruption right away. So that's the first thing I'm checking this morning. And I written to the RVO for him to submit all of the contracts. I haven't received any response from the RVO as yet about all the contracts that are given out, because the people that name a specific person that they say given the contract, you'll have the footage there. They say this is the contractor. The contract is R&R Construction, and the name of specific person, of the person who doing the contract, or who have been communicating with the people and giving out, right? But You want to show the footage,
Yeah.
and they will hear from the village itself. I don't want to mention it. Let the villagers themselves mention it. But nevertheless, with the short time that we have, let me just skip across to Lauderdale, because Bourbon River split those two villages. Lauderdale is a village.
Vice Chair, before you get to Lauderdale,
yeah.
what struck me in Huru is the ease of which money is being spent there. You heard our brother say that a $10,000 problem, Tushaw said, don't matter with that. Let me buy a new pump for 500,000.
Familiar.
You know, for the amount of money we heard quoted in different projects that people are not seeing. You know, what is happening with this money? What is happening with this money? Don't worry, let me buy it for 500,000. You know, it's startling to me.
In that case, we don't have much jurisdiction over the community, the village, and how it is being administered. That they are administered by a village council and governed by the Amranian Affairs Ministry. However, there is services that the RDC provide to the community in form of education and health and so onwards. But the people believe that, you know, they lost confidence in the system because you would have heard the villager said yesterday that every time these issues go to town, people just come up and they hear nothing but it. Everybody mouth wide clean, and that is the end of the story.
Yeah.
So we don't know what takes place. So the villagers actually, the crux of the matter is the villagers actually want to see an audit of their finance.
Correct.
For the period, for the accounting period. They want to see an audit and they want to see a report stating exactly how their money is being spent. Because they mention a lot of things about money borrowing. This body, they shall borrow money from the treasury, $1 million here, 500,000 here. I asked if those money was paid back. They said I don't know. So that is the whole issue, and that will settle this matter. A forensic audit on the finance of the community, and I hope that the minister responsible for Amranian Affairs could look into that matter very seriously, because millions of dollars can be doling out to a village, and the villagers feel that they're being shortchanged, that their money is being misappropriated without any accountability, and that is the crux of the matter. That is the real crux of the matter here. So the people want to actually see a forensic audit on the finances, and not just an audit, because they said person has been sending, the ministry have been sending person from Georgetown to the village and nothing coming out of this stuff. So they lost confidence in that system. They want to see an independent audit of their finances so that they can have a report to see how their money is being spent. Not a paper write-up, a little piece of paper write-up this, minus that, add up that, and that's the financial report. They actually want to see how their money is spent and satisfy their mind that this is what is happening within our community. And I understand that the president commended the Tisha when he was there for a good job.
Well, let's talk about that.
Else, so I don't know.
Let's talk about that as we transition to Lauderdale, the other area that we visited, and listen to those residents concerned as well. Because one of the things that struck me as soon as we went to Lauderdale, people said we don't have representation here. There's a CDC there, a Community Development Council. The folks don't want the chairman. They don't want the Tushaw at Huru. But the PPP seem to have a vested interest in keeping these people there who clearly not working on behalf of the citizens of this country and the residents of those communities, Huru and Lauderdale. Vice Chair?
Well, that is the exact sentiments of the resident. That is not your word. That is not my words. Those are the words of the people recorded, that they do not have confidence in the leadership. In fact, they was asking where is the chairman and the vice chairman. They were the first person contacted about the meeting, and they were not there. And the people have serious concern. You could see Lauderdale. Lauderdale is a forgotten community by this administration. I did, for the first time I went in there, I do a meeting with the people. I asked them what they want, what project they want. They tell me all the project. You were there. I was happy to report back what I placed in the budget proposal for 2024. I submitted that budget proposal to the regional executive officer. His office stamped and received that. And so the onus now is on the government to take development to that community, that forgotten community.
Yeah.
And because of how they voted, because of where they put their support, we have seen the roads. You don't want to go in that village when it is in the rainy season. It look like hell. And that is the type of discrimination. You heard the people saying there. People in Mapletown, which is in the compound where Russell do their backside. People in Mapletown, because of their alignment to the party, receive flood grant, and they are 50 feet above the riverbank. And person with water 3 feet under their house, and somewhere their house in the water did not receive flood grant. That is the words of the people. Right? So we see the discrimination there, and the people clearly state that if you does not align to the ruling party, you have nothing to get. It is the line are drawn in there. The few people that support the party, those are the people that receive the cash grant. They could count on their hand. The people that went out received the presidential cash grant, received the flood grant, received the agriculture cash grant. These thus selected people receive this grant. And so the discrimination there is a different proportion. And these are the things that we want to highlight nationally. Let the country know, the world at large know that because of person affiliation, probably they call it the skin, probably the text of their hair, they are being discriminated against.
Yeah.
This is not right.
This
We
is reality.
need to have equitable distribution of the resources across our region. And I told the people, you are there. Look, I'm here as a regional vice chairman. I'm not here to draw any line. I'm not here to identify nobody politically. Whether what party you support, whether the texture of your hair, the color of your skin, I'm here to represent you. Each and every person in the village, you bring your concern to me, let me represent you. The Regional Democratic Council is here to represent you. And that is how we need to govern. That is how central government need to govern. Not you have to wear a jersey, you have to show political affiliation. And you heard one of the persons said yesterday, oh, the whole contract in Huru is a whole party business. We got to call out a party affiliate who's responsible for the work. But one person said, no, his name is not on the contract, it's his father-in-law. And there's a whole family and friends affair going on. And this needs to stop.
Friends, family, favorites.
And why this is going on, Sherrod, as I was on the air, why this is going on, because we have a tender board that is full with party members, 5 tender board members full with party members. And that is where the first problem starts. The council supposed to identify 2 persons to place on that tender board, where the REO is the chairman and 2 other persons from 2 other technocrats. We have a situation where we submitted a name, the minister, who was then Mr. Darmalal, submitted his own name, which is a party comrade who is a councillor, and another person who happened now to resign from the coalition and join the other side. I don't know what cooking up was there, but that is the cook. So that person resigned, still sit on the tender board. So the council don't know what is going on the tender board there at the moment. And I think that is where the first problem need to be addressed. The administration cannot, because the law is clear, the administration, which the RA is the chairman of that tender board, cannot select the 2 persons to go sit on that tender board. That's a conflict of interest. Because if you select the person, it means that you have control over the person that you select.
Yeah.
So it needs to be, the council need to identify those 2 councillors to be sitting on that tender board so we can know what is going on that tender board. We can know how the contract. I see a contract, I have seen, scope of work coming to the chairman's office without the contractor name on top. While I sit there as chairman, and I written to the REO, and I asked him that I want to see all the scope of work, and all must be fitted with the contractor name, so we know exactly. And I'm speaking directly to that same contract that is opposite the Wisma police station. That revetment, the contract, there's no contractor name on that document, but the contractor attempted to use an inferior wood to do substandard work to give to the people of Linden, and we objected to that. Now they're doing the work with the correct wood. And this is the type of corruption that is going on with this region.
Abracadabra.
Work is going on, and person is not supplying their scope of work.
Abracadabra. That's what's happening. Vice Chair, thank you for your time this morning, for responding on such short notice to lend your voice and to bring clarity to some of what took place yesterday, and to expand also some of what took place yesterday. Thanks for your time, sir.
Anytime, Mr. Compton. Yeah, have a good day.
All right, folks, that is the regional vice chair, Mark Gordon. Hard-working folks down there. And folks, this is the task. I don't want to minimize it by any means. This is the challenge we have, and it's real challenges. You have programs like this. You know, we do the morning program, we do the night program. Now, to get to Linden, that's 65 miles out. To get into somewhere like Kukwani, that's further than the distance from Georgetown to Linden. Then from those areas, you got adjacent areas like Huru, Laudersville, Ichuni, right? Araima, that's another, 20, 25 miles, right? And those places, we'd love perhaps to overnight to get even more stories. But those places don't have stable internet. Now, if I overnight there, I'm going to miss the night program. I'm going to miss the morning program as well, right? And you're going to say, Duncan and Serious, 2 programs Duncan missing, right? There's no stable internet because we do the programs from right in there. We can do it from right in there. But there's no stable internet. You understand the challenge. You understand the challenge, and somebody looking from the outside will say, oh, y'all missed 2 programs for the week. But this is the challenge you have. You get in there, people start telling you all the concerns, all the challenges, the discrimination. That's a whole day exercise. People still talking at 7 o'clock in the night. When you tell them quiet, I got program, let me head down the tongue. It's 2 hours coming out of there and back to Georgetown, 3 hours. So understand the challenge. Folks, whenever you see we don't have a program, we give sometimes advance notice for whatever reason. We're not going to be on air. Understand real linemen is either internet, is either some challenge we're having, or we just on the ground getting information. And sometimes that is what we have to weigh. You come on and you say, you talk for now, but you say much of nothing. Or you go and you get valid, credible information. You say to the people, this is a snapshot of what's happening in our country. So bear with us, folks. You all see me putting the technology. We encourage you guys to partner with us to procure. We're putting it to work, showing you all of these far-flung areas in our country and bringing a voice to those people who believe they're voiceless, but their voices should be the loudest. The voice of the people, this is the voice of God. You know, and that's the challenge we have this morning. Notice we ran for 47 minutes and we didn't talk about nothing else. And you all heard from the people themselves, right? And that's why we have to go, because sometimes they have these meetings. They might not be tech savvy, know how to hold the camera right, get the best audio out of it. And we want them to be heard crystal clear. We want them to be seen in their own voices as far as possible. Yes, invariably you get intimidated. Some people say, I don't want to be seen. I want the victimization. I never do fight. Sometimes it's just a voice. It's going to be heard. You're going to hear some of that. And when we broadcast and publish some more of this content, you know, but this is the challenge that I want you to know, that when we're not on, like last evening, you know, the previous night you had internet challenges, and last evening you're in these far-flung villages and people just want to talk. You know, they want to get some stuff off the chest, and all you got to do is sit there and listen and make the representation where you can and when you can. And this is the challenge that we face. It's so much. It's so much. So much. All right? And that's just 2 villages in an area. You got the vastness of this country to cover, and people, it's not being developed equally. It's not being developed fairly. And Rusal, one man told us, they said, Mr. Duncan, when here was flooded, where you were standing, we were at a play field there in Laudersville, you would have been covered with water. And on higher ground, there are houses vacant. My family and I moved all our belongings into one. We were told to move there. And then people come and tell us to move those stuff out, you're unwelcome. People, this is like the Titanic, the boat sinking, and there are those smaller boats can accommodate more people. And people say, no. Based on class and pedigree, you're not welcome on this boat. Stay and drown. That happened there. Right? These houses is not for y'all. People rather the houses stay empty. In Russell compound, Russell has gone now. Rather the houses stay empty than residents whose houses are covered in water. We want to tell those stories. They matter. And it takes hours upon hours talking to people, listening to their concern. And I have a role as a legislator to take those concerns to the National Assembly as well. Hundreds of millions of dollars missing. People feel aggrieved in a community like Huru, the Tushao and Wakin. Right? Where all the money going? Lauderdale, the city representative, the DC chairman, hey, working for we want him removed. And then somebody come from the PP government, go up there and said, this is a good man here. The same man, the residents say working. No. You're wrong with he. This man is working. This is the challenge we have. And then you get big head going to press conferences. Today, Thursday, and everything going nice in this country, man. We are a fantastic government. Good governance, accountability, transparency, all of that. When we go on the ground, you heard what the folks say. You heard what the folks say. Right? That's a challenge we have, unfortunately. That is a challenge we have. And folks, that's just some of what we got this morning. We got a couple other things we want to shoot at you. Before we let you guys go, a couple other things in the 5 lane too, we want to shoot at y'all. You see, 50 minutes of a program there. I would love you folks to know that today is my wife's and I anniversary. It's our anniversary, my wife and I. Later on this month, around the 13th, we're celebrating 3 years as a program on the air, on air. God, some tongue twisters this morning. 3 years out here, valid, credible information. Somewhere around the 13th, 14th of this month. 3 years. And we can make that a day of fundraising. Because you see, we want to get into some more of these places, you know, folks. We got so many places. To get into some places like Cato and Parmakatoi is $60,000, $70,000 for plane flight. For plane flight in your own country. But folks got stories like that too. You know? We want to get into some of those places as well. Right? You see fancy things still flying past. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. You know? Balloons and so on going past. Congratulations, you know. Thanks for all of those well wishes, folks. My wife and I, we're celebrating an anniversary. But let me show you our story here. Today also, our youngest son, Saint Zane, it's his birthday, it's his 3rd birthday. You know, some children got a conscience. Some children got a conscience, you know. This child came on our anniversary 3 years ago, right, to seal the show. So we never know if it's the anniversary celebration or it's his birthday, you know. We were always confused like that. Always confused like that. Right? I see some folks saying some other places that we must visit. Did I see that? Akawini, yeah. Savita Richard says Akawini, yes. We come in on the ground. Maybe this one stay and talk rubbish on the area though. Valid, credible information. Valid, credible information. That's what we're doing here. All right? So it's my little son's birthday, Saint Zane, 3 years old today. And so it's more about him than it's about us and the anniversary. Yeah, that child. You know some children like that? He ain't got a conscience. Little bowl like raccoon. He ain't got a conscience. We never know is what is he birthday really, truly. Folks, it's a privilege being here with you. Let's touch on a couple other things before we run out. And thanks for all of your well wishes, the anniversary, and also this little child's birthday. You know, we wanted to leave the hospital, but as a parent, what are you going to do? On our anniversary, come, you know. On our anniversary. My wife in the hospital bawling her head off. Bawling. I said, that's the nicest time I here. Bawling her head off. Like it was like an exorcism. And then I stood in the birthing room at Mercy, and I saw his head pop out. Right? I saw his head pop out. And I'm saying to myself, I'm happy for you, you're coming, but I got to use this thing when you're done here. The head pops up. Big head child. I know it's we take off of in this family. Big head child, you know, but God. You just make it chair, but you don't make it chair, you know. I'll give him a smaller head, but that's it. Folks, thanks for all your well wishes. Partner with us. Keep us on air. The anniversaries and the birthdays can work the cell phone. I see y'all folks now catching up. Commonwealth and so on. Commonwealth Secretariat, Commonwealth Secretary General. You know, we saw a statement that says that this Venezuela referendum undermining Ghana's sovereignty. Undermining Ghana's sovereignty. That's what we're saying. And I'm happy that they're saying something. I hope we have by, you know, common sense. I just hope we have to buy common sense. Folks, I always say this. You know, happy birthday and anniversary is always good. What we need is funding to keep our program going. Who don't know? You can see that link flying past, y'all. What we need is funding. That's our passion. You know, and I'm happy to have a supportive family that says, go and, you know, be a loud self. Go and be a loud self. You know. So the Commonwealth has joined us. They're saying this referendum is an undermining of Guyana's sovereignty. The GDF, believe it or not, is 58 years old today. 58 years old. They have to assess how far they've come and the way left to go. All this saber rattling, this is a testing time for them. A very, very testing time for the Guyana Defense Force. So we're watching that on that front as well. Y'all boys said there are 30,000 pending firearm licenses. Jack Dio, I know it's a typo, or is it that they give out 30,000 firearms? I think that is it. You know, the word on the street is that a firearm license now is 1.5 million. Who got money can bargain? That is the word on the street. 1.5 for firearm license. So I don't know if they've given out 30,000. I think might be a typo. But we saw pending for who? The Venezuelans? Don't be surprised with how we're chumming up to them if he said they got to protect themselves when they're here. They're citizens. You know, voting rights and so on. They got to protect. Don't be surprised. You know, these people package shopping. You know, leaders of the PPP. They got some decent people who support the PPP. You got to concede that. I know a couple of them. Right? We differ politically, but they're decent people. But these Jacobats at the top there, selling me out. Selling the people at Huru down the river. Selling the people at Laudersville. Huh? They got a strange mechanism. Rusal and these companies. I don't understand it, and I'm seeking to understand it. Right? Rusal is on indigenous lands there. They pay about $3 million a month, 3 point something, to be on the reservation there. That's all. And then the community gets power from Rusal, who used to be there, and have to buy power now back at $1 million+ a month. So they end up with about 2 million. It's a weird hole. We gotta look at those mechanisms. Right? We gotta look at all of that. Then the Venezuelans come in. You know, you gotta get friends like this. This fella here was trying to smuggle drugs into Lusignan prison for one of his friends who were incarcerated there. But now he that at another angle for watch the bars. Right? He be watching the bars and so on. You know, up close and personal with his friends there. You know, he's not going to go visit though. Right? I think this is Tyrone Cameron. Tyrone. Right? He was visiting his friend Tomar McGarrel. Right? Well, they can spend some time together now. Everything is a side hustle here, you know. People want to eat a bread quick. And they come up with all of these things. You know, Lusignan got a whole economy in there. The economy in Louisiana must be bigger, the GDP must be bigger than the one outside here. A whole economy. And we told you of this story of this little boy. I think he was 13 at the time that he died. He should have been in school, but he was working. Working at a place on the Essequibo. He was at the back of a canter working. And through some misfortune, some other misfortune, because working at that age, 13 when he's supposed to be in school, he fell off of that canter. I think the canter backed up on him, lost his life in that horrific way. Horrific way. Well, finally, the DPP says that the businessman should be charged. Finally, right? Finally, that's what they said. The businessman should be charged. Took a long time for this legal opinion, right? Finally, this says, this happened at Adventure on the Essequibo. 13-year-old employee, this is back in June. 13 years old. See? Fastest growing economy, biggest GDP, high income country. And he's not the only one. Right now, some children working, bringing in an income for the family. It pains my heart. You stop at a traffic light in the city, and a child walks up to the window, hat in hand, right? Fastest growing economy. And a 13-year-old on a truck back, working, bringing in an income. You know, and that is the reality that we have out there. Some of the things we're covering this morning. Why they're following GHK Lal around, surveilling him? Why is that? That's the country we live in. Right? That's accountability. They want to know the political adversaries, where they're doing and where they're going. So they're following around GHK Lal. Right? That's a cause of concern. Why are they doing that? Because you have a different political opinion. Just follow us around all the time. Right? Tap your phone, listen to your conversation. Sometimes I just say things for effect, to confuse the enemy. You know they're listening to your phone. Right? You know they're listening to your conversation. So sometimes you just mix it up. Yeah, tap your phone, listen, follow you around. Why are they following around GHK Lal? Is this a democracy? Surveilling people? Right? Invade the privacy of your computer, hack your system, sitting down watching you. Right? Seeing what you're doing, who you're texting, who you're messaging. Yeah. Them boys got the Pegasus software out of Israel. Tap your phone, hack your computer, just watching you. Forbes, that's how they operate. So they're surveilling GHK Lal. That's one of the issues this morning. Right? Crime, folks, surging. The criminal elements moving with impunity. Bandits invaded a home on the East Coast. 2 persons robbed at Annandale. Yeah. As easy as that. Robeson absent without leave. Right? Higgins should have gone off on retirement. Still here in the public purse. Not much to show. Not much to show. City Hall has an amnesty on rates and taxpayers. And the Ministry of Local Government moved in to shut it down. City Hall said we owe money, pay up, we take off some interest, what have you. Whatever is the arrangement. Right? Why wouldn't government want people to pay up the taxes? We can take off interest or whatever else. But we need a cash flow, amnesty for taxpayers, ratepayers. The government steps in and said, no. Police constable is under investigation for having illegal ammunition, illegal ammo. What's he doing with that? What is he doing with that? Folks, when you live in a country, you don't know police from thief, you're in a bad place. Just in case you don't know, I want to make you know. If you live in a country, there's a police constable at the Anna Regina police station. Anna Regina police station. Right? But here's the story. This police constable attached to the Anna Regina police station is on open arrest, they said, after he was found with an air pistol and 2 live rounds of ammunition. Based on information received, police conducted a sting operation and arrested the constable with illegal ammunition. On the interrogation, the man told detectives that a female detective constable would facilitate a man of questionable character from Alboyston in her barracks. The man who would allegedly take the ammunition to the Escribo cause and give him to sell. A search was done on the woman's car and barrack room. However, nothing was found. Like the man said, he the ammunition. Yeah. All this in the police force. Who lead matters. Who lead good folks matters. That's going to do it for us this time, folks. Until our next broadcast. That's going to do it for us. Listen, that's the reality about what's happening out here, folks. Over 1,200 of you are tuned into our morning program across the social media. We want to say thanks to each and every one of you. Thanks for your well wishes as well. And your happy birthdays to my little son who very mannish on our anniversary, the man shot. Like Pat Salt. Like Pat Salt. Cut him a lot of run-ins many times. That being said, until our next broadcast, folks, have a fantastic rest of the day and stay safe. That's our time.